And a lot of people are like, well, they lost Squirrely Wright. They lost Nico on the offensive side. Man, that's just two pieces. That's just two pieces. Squirrely Wright was probably the second most targeted, but he wasn't the second most productive, right? You look at the ratio and targets. If everybody had a baseline of average of 4, he doesn't even touch, the 0.1 margin as far as production and receptions. So Tennessee, they have an opportunity to set the tone against Syracuse, who I don't think is going to be bringing a lot of experience back on offense, but Syracuse defense has been stacking depth every year. So that's going to be a good game. Watch how that plays out. And then Tennessee, they get to host Georgia. That's a big one for them. And then they get a good little stint where they don't have to play anybody for real till they come to T-Town. They don't have a pressure game till T-Town, and then the Knoxville game. I think that's going to be the Oklahoma game in Knoxville. That's going to be huge. Then going to Florida towards the end of the season. So Tennessee, they have a favorable schedule too. And this is because of the weight of the SEC has shifted a little bit. One side was you had a group that was experienced for the past 2 years, and it showed. It showed in their play. You talk about Georgia. You talk about LSU. You talk about who else in the SEC last 2 years? Alabama has kind of stayed afloat, right? We haven't seen the consistency, but we've seen Alabama stay afloat. And then last year, experience-wise, Texas comes in, Tennessee comes in. All the experience that they show you what experience puts out on the field. So yeah. I think this is going to be a solid year. This is going to be a solid year for Tennessee if they can start off right against a solid Syracuse defense with all the questions that they have on offense. And at the end of the day, like I said, Tennessee is probably they got just as many questions on offense as Texas does.